Hello G Squad, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we have some doll hands in front of us. I thought I would make a really quick video just explaining how you can really get a lot out of these hands. There's two different styles here. This is the first one I ever had. And in case you're new here, let me go ahead and take a second and introduce the girls to you. This lovely lady is Dolly, and she is so named because she's a doll hand, right? So I just named her Dolly. But then, you know, just to keep it in the sort of country music family because of Dolly Parton, we named this lovely lady Patsy. So we have a Dolly and a Patsy. Now Dolly has been retired. I don't use her anymore. She's got her little princess nails on. Actually, I think of these as Snow Queen nails. There's a video for these somewhere on the channel. You can go find that. But I'm not going to take those nails off of her. So she's going to get set back into her little spot because she is indeed retired. And honestly, we're pretty close to possibly retiring this girl as well because she has been well loved. You can see she's, even with a lot of cleaning, she's pretty beat to hell. The first thing I do want to say when you're cleaning these, the thing that I think works the best is degreaser spray for the kitchen. Spray it on, let it sit a few minutes, and then clean it off. You can also spray it with some bleach spray, which will help keep it whiter. But once you get a lot of gel and stuff on there, there's only so much you can do. So, you know, don't let that hold you back. You can always get fingerless gloves to put on there for prettiness. You can also cut the tips off of rubber gloves to sort of protect her, but the fingers are kind of skinny, so rubber gloves really don't fit that much. Maybe best if you wear rubber gloves, but that's also not going to stop gel from staining her. So there's a lot of things you can do, maybe some liquid latex, things like that. But here's the thing. Dolly, I bought on AliExpress, and she was less than $5. This girl, I want to say I got on Amazon for about $6. And the Dolly hand you can buy, I saw her at my local store, nail supply store, for like 10 bucks. So these are very, very inexpensive. And that's why they're hard to work with, because a lot of care is not put into making these. They're not, even though this is supposed to be bendable, that is really not what you're looking for when you're trying to isolate a nail. It's very difficult. And then it is very difficult to get her back into the prettiest shape that you can for pictures. And again, that shape is not very pretty. So what I like to do when I'm taking pictures is put a little something on there, like these are little leg warmers, just to sort of cover up a bunch of her fingers. But here's also the problem. The fingers are not well, like her pinky is way, 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 way down there, way further down there than mine. So it's harder. And I never use the thumb. As you can tell, it's pretty pristine because it's impossible to isolate that and it's so hard to file it. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you how I remove the nails because I have seen a lot of people in the groups say that they have a hard time removing the nails. The nails are easy to come off. This is my handy dandy remover tool. It is a pair of pliers that sits in my drawer and it gets used for household things. You squeeze the finger, nail pops off. Finger goes right back to shape. Squeeze the finger, nail pops off. Squeeze the finger, nail pops off. So, it's that simple. And what I like to do after that is just come in with a little file, make sure there's no extra gel on there. We had a pretty clean break this time. Just make sure all the gel is off. And then clean her off. And that can just sort of be part of your pretending that you're prepping the nail, because you really are sort of prepping the nail. So now once you get that handled, what you want to do, and what I always do, is just come in with a nice base coat, and you can use any kind that you like. Today we are going to use some E-Nail Couture because I have it and I'm trying to use it up. I don't like the smell of the E-Nail Couture base coat or his Wonder Gel. Honestly, I'm just not that big of a fan of his products, so I'm trying to use them up. Okay, now that this has got some base coat on it, I'm just going to pop her in the lamp. While she's curing, what I want to show you is how I make it a little easier for me to do her nails, because her fingers are very close together. So what I like to do, and this one was already done, so I just like to fold it in half, and then I fold it again in thirds to make it a little thicker. Okay, don't worry about it being absolutely perfect, because next, I say as I worry about it being absolutely perfect, because next you're going to twist it and go ahead and pinch it in the middle, not pinch it, but just fold it in the middle. And while trying not to touch her base coated fingertips, what I'm going to do is come in and just shove this in here. And you really want to pull it down, okay? So it gets in there. Now you're going to do the same thing with the other sides. Just twist it and fold it. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I just tapped you a little. And then pull it down. And you see how that is spreading those fingers? Just like if you were doing your toes, guys. Just like if you were doing your toes. Okay, and that really pulls her fingers apart so that you can really isolate those for the next thing that we're going to do. What we're going to do next is take this little tip. Now, if you just want to do a full nail, you can use these as poppets or dual forms, absolutely. And I prefer that, honestly, because I do have some dual forms, but I don't like that curved shape. I don't understand why they make them that shape. It doesn't make sense. But if you're going to use it as an actual press-on, you need to rough up this surface, but we're not going to. What we're going to do is use it to fake something, because if you look at her, there is all this space back there, and I know other ladies and gentlemen struggle with making their nails look good because of the way that this is. And actually, over time, this has been filed a lot, so it's much smaller on mine than it is normally when you first get it new. So what I started doing was this. I just take a little poly gel, and this is a really good way for me to use up the sticky poly gel, because you know I don't like sticky poly gel. Ugh. If I'm going to have sticky poly gel, I might as well use builder gel. I love builder gel. Now you've got a little dabble, do ya? And what I'm going to start toward the bottom and just sort of spread it up here and then press it down. I am not trying to make it look like the nail. I'm just trying to make it straight. And then I'm going to come in with my little lamp and flash cure it. And then we will stick it in the lamp for a full cure as well. Now that it is completely cured, we're just going to pop it right off. And what, ow, ow, ow. And what you've accomplished is just filling in the space a little bit. And just like your own natural nail, that gives you a little place for the form to go, so that it's easier also to form her. See? So now your form will just slide right up underneath the nail. You can check it. Nice and even. Close your form. And remember, these forms are real short, so they don't stick together very well. I like to use that on her as well. Now, here's one little drawback with her. This is not really going to stick to her that well, and that's another reason why it's nice to have enough room to hold your fingers in here, because you will probably have to hang on to that form a little bit once you get into the sculpting situation, which you would be holding your client's finger anyway, but for this one, you're definitely holding that form on, because it is going to shift if you don't pay attention to that. Okay, so from there, you can go ahead and start sculpting your nail, and we're going to go ahead and stay with poly gel right now, but you can certainly use builder gel from this point. You could do this part with builder gel. You could probably do it with acrylic. I think I saw Susie do dual forms with acrylic. I'm not positive on that though. But from here, you can sculpt the nail with whatever product that you like, because you've built that little base. And because you've built that base, your cuticle application can be much more smooth and look much more like what you're trying to practice to achieve, right? Not what you're just dealing with in the moment. So this is just a way to customize the nail bed to make your practice more effective and to make this doll hand more effective. Guys, this is my first sculpt of the day, so it's gonna be a little wonk. I don't know about you guys, but is your first nail of the day always just a little wonk? A little wonky. That's okay. When I watch Tracy and she says that, I always get that. Tracy at Young Nails, she always talks about how her first sculpt of the day is always a little bit off. Now, because you've got that nice nail bed, look at how beautiful the application can be using these hands. And you can get right up there and do all the things that you would do with the more expensive hands, but at the price point that you can afford at the moment. You're going to be able to afford a better hand at some point, right? But if what you can afford right now is a $5 or $10 hand, look at that. Look at that. Look at how pretty that came out, and it looks just exactly the way you want it to on your cuticle. Let's go ahead and cure her. These bad boys also help you to isolate your finger without, you know, destroying your own hand to be able to file. See? Oh, still got to pay attention though. So, guys, and you can just more effectively get up here and file that cuticle because it's where it's supposed to be. And that's going to give you a better finished product and a better look all the way around. All right, besties, these are the tips and tricks that I use to make this doll hand more effective for me. I hope that they're tricks and tips that help you get more use out of these doll hands as well. I know there's a lot of us out there that for the moment are practicing on these doll hands, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You should get all the practice you can in any way possible, but finding ways to make it a little easier is just nice, right? So go ahead and check out these tips. Let me know in the comment section if they were helpful to you. I hope that they are. And if you want to be helpful to me, make sure you click all my buttons down there and share this video, as the more eyes that watch it, the more that YouTube will share it. Thanks a lot for watching again, guys. Mwah! We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.